What's up, everybody? I'm Jed.
And I'm Chris Rabb.
I'm Cecily.
And this week, we're wasting our talent with...
My name's Austin Towns, but everybody calls me Sleazus Christ.
Sleazus Christ.
Cool.
So the name.
Oh, I get this question a lot.
Yeah, you had to know it was going to
yeah.
be the first question.
Honestly, I don't really remember the exact origin of it, but I listen to a lot of like acid rap. You know, have you ever heard of Flatbush Zombies?
Yeah.
I've never heard of acid rap.
There's a crazy line where he calls himself Sleazus Christ, and I don't know why. I kind of took that, and then I used to listen to a lot of Wiz Khalifa when I was a kid, and he had this big sleazy thing going on, so I just kind of like mixed the two, not knowingly, if that makes sense. Like over years, I just kind of realized like that's definitely where it had to have came from.
Yeah.
But
I thought it was like Kanye West, because doesn't he like do Jesus Christ?
does he? I
He
don't know.
does.
I don't know.
Or maybe
Honestly,
not. I don't know. Correct me if I'm
I
wrong.
honestly don't know. But yeah, it just kind of happened.
So how long have you been rolling with that name?
Honestly, a year. Only a year.
Only a year.
Yeah, I've only been doing shirts and stuff for a year. So. it's
Okay, well,
really
what
odd.
about art?
Oh, I've been painting and drawing since I was like 3. I have
Yeah.
sketchbooks from when I was 6 years old that are full, and from that point on, I've been filling books every
feel
couple
it.
months. So.
Well, I wanted to ask you about, because on your Instagram you have visionary artist, and I like love visionary art.
Oh yeah.
So like, when
definitely.
did you tack on that label?
Probably after my first trip to Electric Forest. I had a
Yeah.
big breakthrough. Went through a lot of fun things.
Yeah.
Went through some changes.
Yeah, saw some fun things.
Went through different dimensions, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
About that point, definitely. The
Yeah.
art completely changed after I got into the festival scene, and I met some really good people. Different
Yeah.
scene for sure too, because I used to be into like the metal scene and
Oh, cool.
switch my energy up.
Yeah, Chris is a
down.
huge metalhead. So.
Yeah, I play in a metal band.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I used to be into all that. I don't know.
Yeah, man, I'm into everything now. you
No,
know.
same, definitely.
I'm into a little bit of everything.
I do more like the bluegrass scene now.
Right on. Dude,
Yeah.
those guys are ripping it metal style. They're just not plugged in. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Let me tell you,
Yeah.
The chops are, I mean, just the down pick, and you're not going to find
Oh yeah. Definitely.
that kind of style. And
I've been on the most massive kick lately of... So, have you guys ever heard Fade to Bluegrass?
No.
Sounds familiar.
Is it like a Metallica bluegrass?
It's a
tribute?
Metallica bluegrass cover album. And I thought it was just this one, like there were 2 albums. There's Fade to Bluegrass 1 and Fade to Bluegrass 2. And I thought that was it. Turns out, wrong. It's like a series. So there's like a 90s album, an 80s album. They have like a Taking Back Sunday album.
What?
Like
What?
all kinds of Fallout Boy, Modest Mouse, all these like
That's wicked.
awesome bands that I love, and
Kind
it's
of
all
like the string tribute to kind of thing
Yeah.
that they did.
Yeah.
Where it was like the classical music renditions of the songs. That's
yeah.
cool.
So I've been on this huge kick. Like half of my Apple Music is just filled with bluegrass covers of pop songs and like metal.
That's
love
like
that.
really interesting.
Oh, it's
love that.
great.
That's great.
It's great.
I'm not gonna lie, I really can't stand a lot of bluegrass, but I appreciate.
See, I've always
the
loved
genre.
bluegrass, but the problem I always had with it was like it's never popular. So like unless you really, really know the songs, like you can't
Yeah.
get in your car and do car karaoke.
Yeah.
But when
Yeah.
it's pop songs, it's like it's bluegrass and you can sing along to it. So
That's a
I
good
feel it.
idea
I'm
too.
about that.
I'll have to look into that for sure.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. Huh.
It's got the bluegrass chops with a nice hook in there.
That's right. That's right. So what all do you do?
Oh,
You seem like you got a plethora in your toolbox.
yeah. Digital work mostly now. I've been working on video as well and audio. I've been trying to get into like CGI and animation, but I do clothing, sculpting, painting, anything, honestly. I'll do anything. I tattooed for a long time. I apprenticed at Think and Ink on East Side.
What?
So-
That's so cool.
Where are you at now?
I quit.
Yeah.
Just gave it up a little bit. It's too hard on the body, honestly. Too
Yeah.
much work. But
Like on your body?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Do you do any?
I imagine
any
it's got
back
to do a
room
number on the
tats?
wrist.
I'll do them.
Yeah.
It just depends. But
Yeah.
yeah, that 9-ounce vibrating block in your body, though, man. Like
Yeah.
you just hold it for 8 hours to. The most I've ever done is like 16 hours straight, and
Oh my God.
it'll kill you.
I bet you there's a lot of tattoo artists that have arthritis issues.
Oh, Oh, definitely.
when you imagine sex?
Back issues too.
Back
because,
issues especially.
Like you think
'Cause
you're
they're
uncomfortable
hunched
getting
over.
tattooed, but then like they got to be in the most uncomfortable position.
Yeah.
And they're trying to hold steady just the same amount as you are, and you only have to sit and do it for maybe 6, 7, 8 hours if it's a long session. They're doing it every day,
Yeah.
day after day after day after day.
Yep. Not worth it.
Yeah,
It's not
it's-
worth it.
I couldn't do it.
I mean, you
No
can
way.
make your own schedule, but you're not making money if you do that. So,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I prefer to paint for sure.
Plus, I've always felt like I've had this conversation. Obviously you can't tell, but I have a lot of tattoos, and I've had this conversation with many a tattoo artist that, like, you can tell the difference between the guys who are good at tattooing and the guys who are artists.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
that's
I've
another reason.
always felt like for like artists that tattoo, it has to be so frustrating because most of your clientele is going to be people that just want like basic ass stuff.
Yeah.
Give me a rebel flag.
Yeah, I want an armband. I want a
Something tribal.
I want a butterfly on my ankle.
Oh, anchors and butterflies.
Yeah.
Man. Basic white girl things. So many of them.
I want some cheetah print on my shoulder.
Oh my god.
Ooh,
At one
throwing
point in my
some
life, I
shade.
wanted that so bad on my neck. I'm not gonna lie, but I didn't get it.
Good for you, CC.
Yeah. No shame to anyone who has it.
Oh,
Just
no,
saying.
Definitely.
Just wasn't
Whatever
for
you want, you want.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but for somebody who's like got an artistic drive,
Yeah.
that's just got to be brutal,
Soul sucking.
Definitely.
Like
try
No
to-
gratification.
Yeah. But I try to only do like my flash work anymore. Like if I
Yeah.
do tattoo, I won't do anybody else's pre-drawing. I won't take like basic ideas. So pick from my book type of thing. If you want me to work on you, then I'll work on you. But it has to be like my design. You know?
See, and that's always been one of my favorite things to do is like if I don't know what I want and I want something, I'll go to the artist and I'll be like, hey, have you had something that's just been in your head that you've been wanting to do that
Yeah.
nobody has wanted you to do?
And that's how you get the best work too.
And then, yeah, if they're like, oh, yeah, sure. Or like, I've found that if you come to them with something totally off the wall, like I'll never forget, Josh Floquet.
don't think so, no.
So he's in Pike Street.
Okay.
And I've got a lot of work from him. And I remember, I think it was the first tattoo that he ever did for me. And I was in on leave from the military. I was only in for like a weekend. And I went in and I'm like, hey, I want to start working on a sleeve. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, I'm usually booked up. Like, when can you come in? I'm like, now. Like, I'm here. And he's like, oh, no. Like, I'm booked for like months. He's like, I mean, what were you thinking about getting? I'm like, well, I want to get Reptar, but I want him to be a zombie. And I want him to have chainsaws with like blood flying off of them. And he's like, dude, we close at 8. Well, like, will you just be here at 8? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And we stayed till like 3 a.m.
That's
And he
crazy.
tattooed
Oh,
me
shit.
all night.
Yeah, that's rough. But
Shout out.
But
How
yeah,
much did that end up costing, if you don't mind me asking?
he's always given me pretty good rates. I think I gave him a pretty heavy tip.
Yeah.
And I want to say it was like $500, $600.
Wow.
That's not bad,
I was
though.
like not expecting that low.
Yeah.
price.
Yeah, especially with the hours.
Yeah.
Not
Damn,
at all.
son. Okay, well, speaking of body art, can you talk about your current little thing that you got going on?
Oh, my nude project.
Yeah.
Basically, that whole thing is to protest Instagram's guidelines for censorship. The whole like female nipple versus male nipple thing.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. And I saw on June 2nd that everybody's supposed to be posting like nude selfies to really combat it. I don't know who posted it originally or who came up with like the project idea, but yeah, get as many people as you can behind it. Post a nude selfie. If we all post topless selfies, it can't regulate all of them. Basically,
Yeah.
is the whole point.
Just
But
flood it
yeah, basically.
with nakedness.
So I don't even know how many people sent in submissions, probably close to 60 submissions. And then I've just been painting them and uploading them. And it's, I don't know, been fun for sure.
But no, guys.
No guys sent any
No
submissions
guys.
in. It's so weird.
Chris, Jed.
I'll send one.
Isn't that weird?
I'll send
Sure.
one, dude.
Yeah. Well,
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's so
I'll
weird
send
to
one.
me.
Jed will send one. We're all very comfortable here.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'll definitely
There's
do
footage
it.
of me grabbing this man's ass,
there is.
going into way uncomfortable detail.
Oh,
So, yeah, man, whatever I can do to help out.
Awesome. Yeah.
Fuck censorship.
Right? It makes
And
no
I think
sense.
that's admirable that you're like kind of taking it on through an artistic
Yeah.
like endeavor.
It's been difficult with some of the images, like because of the selfies and stuff. But I've even had the actual models send me stuff, and that's been really cool too.
Yeah.
But-
Like really like high quality photos.
oh yeah, definitely. It makes it so much easier too. The more high quality photo, of course, I can pay more realistically from it. But if
So
it's-
how did that work? Because I have to like, I'm sure if I were to just go on Instagram and be like, hey, send me nude selfies so I can draw you,
oh,
probably wouldn't go over well.
only 2 people actually got mad,
Yeah?
which is surprising. And I've sent it to hundreds of people. So, I mean, I'll take what I can get. I was
Did they
I mean,
not know what it was being used for? Or
They did. I was pretty straightforward in my messages.
you
They
think
were-
you'd have to be?
Yeah, just to get the response that I wanted. But they're different mindset, I guess.
Wow.
Different
Yeah.
strokes for
They're
different
just looking
folks,
to be
whatever.
offended.
Yeah, that's
They're looking
that's
to
how
be
I took
offended.
it. I just kind of ignored.
I
People
just feel like
without real
those types
problems.
of people have different core values also, and
That too.
like asking to like show your body is something that's not necessarily like, that's just such a
Yeah, a lot of people aren't
taboo
into
thing.
it, but I don't see why not. I mean,
Yeah.
it's weird to me that we even have like certain social guidelines like that.
yeah.
I'm old school, old minded.
No, I think that's like new wave though. I mean, like at least coming into like our culture, our generation of younger people that are like
Yeah.
way more accepting of
True.
nudity and like girls' nipples, anything.
That just makes me
related to-
laugh because it's no different, and scientifically, you know what I mean. I'm a
Yeah.
really scientific person. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. Do
And
you
then-
follow Alex Gray at all?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because I know he paints based on like the anatomy. Like that's where he got his start.
Yeah,
And
he's one of the first artists that I came across actually.
yeah.
So
Was
big
he at Electric
inspiration.
Forest?
No, I don't think he was at Forest whenever I was there. I came across him when I was a kid before I even realized what it was. You know what I mean? Before I had any idea what he was doing. But
He does the Tool artwork, doesn't
Yes.
he? That's how I found out about
yeah,
him.
that might be honestly how I found out.
Yeah. Listening to Tool,
Oh,
They
yeah.
won a Grammy with that album, and that
Lateralis, yeah.
yeah, like that like art went like super viral across like all, demographics and
I
stuff.
think everybody
sure.
goes through a Tool phase.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, definitely.
You guys,
think
I
so.
didn't.
Well, it
But
just
I
hasn't
should. I
happened
should.
yet. Just hasn't happened yet.
I
You just
should.
haven't.
You
hit it
haven't
yet.
been seduced by the Maynard.
Yeah,
Well, I had one.
get you.
I went to one festival. It was this really small festival called Larry Palooza and Def Scene. Have you guys ever heard of Def Scene? They're from Baltimore.
I'm sorry, Larry Palooza.
Yeah, it was this dude's birthday. Anyway, my friend's band, Manor and Friends, were playing there, and I went there with them. And Def Scene, you guys should look it up. They're super like heavy band. You would love them, just saying. But they did a Tool cover, and I'm not gonna lie, some of us were tripping, and it was fucking crazy. Just like listening to Tool covers all night. Like they were playing it until 3 a.m. And it was just, yeah, it was just honestly like a lot. It was great though.
Fucking what's that?
The Maynard got you. He thought he didn't get you, but it sounds like he got you pretty
Oh,
good in the forest.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Man, I can't think of the movie. No, my old mind is just it's gone.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
I guess I have a question. Do you ever get any flack for the name, for your artist name? Have you gotten any smack about that?
Honestly, no. Which is surprisingly more or
very
less
surprised.
is just people wanting to know why.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then once you kind of give them that, they're like, "Oh, okay, cool."
For a long time, I didn't know. I just kind of said it is what it is. I just kind of came
Right.
up with it. But no, I've never got any hate for it, which is surprising considering like, strong Christian values that some people have.
That and just in going back to the wanting to be offended thing.
Yeah, that too.
reason to
A lot of
complain.
people want to complain, but no, I've never had any issues with it, which is surprising.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love the name.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I love the
appreciate it.
name.
I wanted something that would catch your attention.
It does.
Yeah.
It
No
does.
matter who you are, you're gonna be kind of curious, in my opinion.
Sure. What's that about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
dude.
not what it sounds like either at all.
So when does this Instagram censorship protest happen?
I think the actual big day is June 2nd.
June 2nd?
Yeah, definitely
Okay.
look into it.
I got time to get my selfie in then.
Yeah.
Jed,
sit-ups,
would you want to do
some
a
crunches.
combo? Would you want to do a combo?
Are we doing full nude?
That's up to you.
Dude.
Or do we
might
just
have
we
to.
could do
We might have to.
we could just wear like
catch me on a good dick day.
you know what we could do is we could just get some we could get like some assless chaps
Ooh, there we go.
and get like a fake tiger skin rug. and just like
digging it
lay on
already.
this fake tiger skin rug with like some red velvet pillows.
CC, you cool shooting this?
I'm totally down. Let's go.
All right.
I'm
All right.
down.
Maybe, when we're getting all sauced up for this celebration episode, this might be a little something we can work in.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens here. I'd like to do some kind of would you do a 2-for-1 scenario?
Oh, definitely. That's
Beautiful.
even better.
I don't
Beautiful.
think I could get approval from the boss for full nude. She's pretty possessive of the junk.
That's fine. That's fine. We could show some ass, even
Yeah.
though your ass is way more voluptuous and
It's
juicy than
for
mine.
sure a better
Mine's a little
quality than
flat.
my junk. Absolutely. Yeah.
It's a lot to compete with. I'm gonna get outclassed in the butt cheeks department.
Yeah.
Okay, it's okay.
Well, in the meantime, you guys should check out his profile now because he's already been like
Yeah.
drawing digital pictures of females only, I guess. But-
Yeah, sadly.
It's time
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
boys
You were
to come to the party.
segueing, and like I definitely thought I was going to go to his profile and it was just going to be a bunch of dudes' asses because that's what we were just talking about.
Guys aren't as willing. It's weird.
That is weird.
It's really
We're
weird.
gonna, we're gonna jump in, man. We have to.
I've done quite a few. All right, I think I've uploaded 4 or 5. I don't remember
Yeah.
what number yours was today.
Yeah.
Yours is the recent one.
I
not
sent one
sure.
from the bathtub series. I don't know
Nice.
if you guys I don't know if you
I did,
follow
I saw
names.
that, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. It actually wasn't one that I posted though, so I sent that to you.
Really? I thought it was.
No,
Do you have
my
one
friend
similar?
had posted on hers,
Okay.
but I don't know. I just
I've
didn't post
definitely
on
seen
mine.
the picture before you sent it to me, so I was confused. But
Yeah. Shout out to Holly Green Photography. Just saying she took that shot and then you drew it, so
oh yeah, definitely.
yeah. Super sweet.
Fun time for sure.
Yeah.
So what are you working on right now?
Mainly that project.
Just that?
Yeah. I have probably like 10 paintings in the works right now, but they take me years to finish usually, a couple
Yeah.
months to a year.
Do you like bounce from one to the
Yeah,
next
yeah.
and just kind of work on them here
oh,
and there?
it's bad. Yeah, I can't finish one thing if I just sit down. It's
Yeah.
hard. Yeah, I have to bounce around. Those little digital paintings, they don't take me as long, maybe like 3 or 4 hours, but a regular painting's going to take me months. So
What do you paint with?
Gold and acrylic mainly.
Cool.
Yeah, because it has like an oil type texture to it, but it dries so fast that you can really work with it. Which I don't like the whole waiting for it to dry thing, waiting to do layers. Oil's not for me.
Yeah.
I'm too impatient.
Yeah.
Plus, it works really good for live shows. I do a lot of live painting at like main stage and 1, 2, 3 stuff like that.
Like you paint in front of people?
Yeah, like we'll have EDM shows or like whatever type of folk music, whatever's going on, and I'll just paint in the back. I did a Bass Center 11.
Did you?
Yeah, that was a fun time.
Cool.
Yeah, met a bunch of fun people up there. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was a
good for
time. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Hard as hell to paint in that haven though, with the bass vibrating your canvas and stuff. Almost impossible.
you. Just like all the bodies moving.
That
and
too.
the
So
sweat,
many
the
sweaty
heat.
hugs.
Yeah.
So many sweaty hugs.
Yeah.
Not the vibe I'm looking for.
A lot of fluids going around.
Oh yeah, it's kind of
Whether you like it or not.
it's whatever.
Are you painting at anything like coming up?
I tried Sonic, but I'm waiting to hear back. But
Did
as
they
of
pay
now,
you or?
I think you had to pay, and then I might have.
Oh.
I don't remember. My girlfriend takes care of a lot of like the booking things, and if you have to pay, I won't do it just because it's a waste of my time. I'm not gonna pay to paint. I want I want to get paid to
Yeah.
paint. If you give me a ticket to a show, definitely I'll do it for free. But otherwise, it's kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah.
At least not.
So do you sell the paintings whenever you
yeah.
paint?
Definitely,
Okay.
definitely. I usually set up a booth and sell like prints or jewelry, whatever I have making in that time. I mean, we do a lot of like fine jewelry, crystals and gems and stuff. So.
And do you just paint like whatever comes to your mind? Or if people come up and they're like, hey, I want you to paint this hot dog.
I usually just do one big project during the shows. Whether or not I have it pre-planned out before I get there, it just depends. Sometimes it's just based on the music. It depends. Never know.
Awesome. So like, where do you? This is kind of maybe a little, I don't know, but like, where do you go when you start to paint? Like, are you in it?
Oh yeah, I
And-
don't really talk to people. I
Yeah,
have to
like,
have
you
someone
just-
run the table because I'm stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have to do one or the other. If I'm painting, I can't really. I kind of block out everybody else. But the most fun one I did was a drum night. It was a drum circle at main stage.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
Yeah, I actually
I
was
got
there
so
too. Shit.
lost. Got so lost in my painting. It was great. Those
That's
drums.
awesome, man. Was that when Pashmina Music played?
I think
Or
so.
Chasing Rabbits?
That was Pashmina for sure.
Okay.
Then.
I think
Yeah.
they both did.
Did they? I don't remember.
don't
It's
know.
been a while.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Who knows? I probably wasn't even in my right mind the whole
I
time.
feel it. I feel it.
Yeah,
That's awesome, though. Hell yeah.
it's a fun time for sure. I enjoy it. Always
Yeah.
looking for do stuff like that anytime I can. Any shows.
Yeah. Wait, I'm so curious about, like, can you just tell us more about, like, your visionary, like, label and, like, how you have, like, how do you define visionary art? Because
Oh, that's a hard one.
it is. It's so hard
I guess
to
you
define.
just kind of like put yourself in that category.
Yeah.
It's not really. I don't know. I don't want to consider my art like anything other than. It's not. How do you say that? Man, that's gonna
So
bother
let's
me.
just pretend like I know absolutely nothing about art, because I don't. Explain to me what visionary art is.
To me, it's just otherworldly. It's surreal, but it's not
it has
not
like,
too
mystical
imaginative either.
aspects.
Yeah, mystical but scientific, but
Mm-hmm.
not too imaginative that it's not like of this planet. You know what I mean?
Right.
So is it like art without guidelines?
Basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just do what you want to do. I try to make it more realistic, though. My big inspiration is Salvador Dali. If you ever look at any of his stuff, it's really out there.
Yeah.
Dude was weird.
Using
It-
common
his
objects in a
pictures-
strange context.
Pictures. His paintings always make me feel extremely uncomfortable.
Exactly.
And I feel like that was the
Yeah.
goal, and it succeeds
Oh.
very well.
I know a lot about that man. He was an uncomfortable person in general. Had
The theme in a lot of his paintings that always get me are like the creatures with like the really, 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 really long, thin legs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Because
man.
those are in a lot of them, and those just creep me out like so bad.
Oh yeah.
Definitely something he saw on a trip at some
See,
point.
that's the thing. I looked into that.
I
He
don't
never
think
did
he
drugs.
did drugs.
he was just that.
He was
just
insane,
that out there.
fucking crazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
he would have
he
to be.
just knew things that I guess weren't ready. For
He
the
was
world.
like,
he was
Right.
too far ahead.
Right.
I wish
Well,
I could. How can I not think of that guy's name? The guy that cut his ear off.
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, another one. But
Yeah.
he went crazy. That's from Lead in the Paint.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so like consciously Salvador or Ali was like, I don't know. Elevated.
He was there, yeah. I forget what he did a medication like propaganda thing. He did this whole commercial and did a photo shoot for it, and I think it was in the 50s or 60s, but I can't remember the medicine. But they said that messed with him a lot. I'd have to look into it.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, he was just nuts. Or not.
Or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he was just a very sound mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I also think like with the visionary arts, have you ever been to the American Museum of Visionary Art in Baltimore?
Nope.
Oh my God, please go.
I need to
Like,
for
for
sure. I
your
didn't even know
health.
that was a thing.
It's fucking
definitely have to do that.
awesome. But they like
For
really
your
do a good job of like
for your health.
describing visionary art for you. Or not like describing it, but they give you a list of descriptions of how people have defined themselves because obviously they have a ton of visionary artists. So like a lot of the common themes are like intuitive, self-taught,
Yeah, that too.
like traversing between like mystical and realistic and like using drugs, going
Drugs is a
beyond
big
social
part.
norms.
Drugs is a big part of it.
Yeah.
It's not, it's against social norm, but definitely that's the major thing that pushed me forward into that.
Yeah, and like reaching those new levels of like color
Yeah.
and sight. So,
You
yeah.
understand so much more once you enter that realm. You know what I mean?
See, I've
Yeah.
always found that interesting because there's the people who say that, until you experience psychedelics, that there's like a whole other, existence that you just can't even begin to understand.
Oh yeah.
But then you also have the people like Dolly and like Maynard who haven't ever touched that stuff.
Oh, dude, Maynard's definitely tripped his balls off at some point.
All the stuff that I've read about him, he's
At
straight.
least in the early years. I think
I don't
later
know.
on he probably just drank his red wine and chilled out. But
I don't think he
Yeah.
drinks.
he owns a
I don't think he
winery.
drinks or like does any of that. I could be
You
totally
should
full of
read-
shit, and it's very possible.
I think you should read. I am telling you this because I'm actually rereading this book. It's called The Doors of Perception by Aldous Huxley, and he talks a lot about the scientific, like facts behind like psychedelics and just the realm that you reach when you take psychedelic drugs. But he says that our anatomies are also different. Like maybe we're not all on the like. One level of like, oh, like this is what we're experiencing.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's like this person might have some sort of mental thing where they're experiencing it more. And he talks a lot about schizophrenia. So
Yeah,
like those
exactly.
people, yeah, like those types of people are like always experiencing something amplified or just insane, you know? So they just like view life so much more like, I don't know, colorfully. So
Yeah.
maybe people like Dolly were also
Everybody's
partly
perspective is different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're all individuals. It just depends. And how hard is it to stay away from something that's like going to affect your psychosis? Your psychoactive substances are in everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Caffeine is one. I mean, and there's pop in front of me right now. It's just
Yeah.
you don't
I slammed a coffee right before
exactly.
you
You don't little things even. You never know. Everything you especially in today's world, everything that you come in contact with has something in it. It's going to change your mindset a little bit, whether or not you notice it or not.
Yeah.
I mean, even like, you know, just exercise.
Oh,
You
definitely.
know, exercise releasing dopamine and
Exactly.
and
There was endorphins
boosting
going
your
around.
mood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sex.
Everything, man. Everything affects
Yeah.
everything, for sure.
We're all just a dirty chemical swimming pool.
Definitely.
Ain't that the truth?
And then you find the beauty in it. Yay.
If you're lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a fun time though. Sometimes it can go sour. It just depends.
Yeah.
You never know. Everybody's different.
Definitely.
I've heard some horror stories.
Of like,
Just anything. You know what I mean? People go crazy over the smallest things, especially
like
with
using substances.
well, anything. Yeah, anxiety and depression, stuff like that. Everybody has something going on in their head. You never know. Definitely use that for art and stuff too.
Yeah.
You know, everybody uses whatever's going on at that moment, and anything that they do with, even if it's like their daily work. You know.
Like they express it through their art.
Well, not even that. I just mean like even if you had a retail job, just what you're feeling is going to affect your work. You know what I mean? No matter what that you're doing, no matter what you're feeling, they go hand in hand. How
Definitely.
you go through the day.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just got deep.
Did. I'm a big fan of psychedelics. I really don't dabble too much anymore, but I feel like the era in which I really explored those kinds of things really changed my perspective for the betterment. There were some intense experiences, but I think that was just me being inexperienced with these chemicals and maybe not dosing as responsibly as I should
being
have.
responsible is a big part of it. Myself, like I quit entirely. I don't touch anything. I don't even smoke weed anymore. Don't touch anything. But
Damn.
if you're not smart about what you're doing, you just get arrogant with them.
Oh, yeah.
They'll wreck your
You're
life.
gonna get humbled.
man.
Yeah, you're gonna get humbled by it
They'll
real
wreck
quick.
you.
But yeah, the microdosing thing is now huge.
Yeah, that's great. I did that for a long time with psilocybin, and
Microdosing.
yeah, you literally take like what, a tenth maybe of what
Yeah.
a normal dose would be.
Yeah, 0.1, 0.2 grams.
Yeah.
Of
So
something
what is why
psychedelic.
do you do this?
It doesn't mess you up, but it'll get your brain kind of percolating to things that maybe it wouldn't have explored without this chemical kind of. It's more of like a try to open your perception kind of deal. Like a lot of business executives and really powerful people are now utilizing microdosing because it's giving them these just crazy ideas and how to reevaluate how they've been doing their business and help them innovate.
It lets you step back from your own perspective a little bit too, you know?
Yeah, kind of see it in a different light. So it's really huge right now, man.
Definitely lifts your mood too.
Yeah, I was going to say, and more simply, it just, honestly, like that first part of experiencing something psychedelic makes you happy, makes you laugh, boosts your mood. Like, I know people who take it for depression.
Exactly. You can
That's another
microdose
thing,
and
yeah.
completely get rid of like Prozac or anything. That's a major thing going around right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mental health community. Yeah, it's quite the revolution right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
MAPS is doing some crazy work with like MDMA and PTSD.
Really?
Yeah. Which is weird. You wouldn't think that those two would go hand in hand, but I guess like the way that MDMA lets you connect to other people and talk, it's really good to use in therapy, which is something they used to do back in the 50s and they killed it off, but they just, brought it back.
Yeah.
Killed off a lot of things back in the 50s.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
I wish microdosing worked for alcohol.
Just a little sauce and
I'm a
then
drinker. I like my booze.
Jed
Oh,
likes the
same.
sauce. Yeah, he
I do.
does.
Yep,
I
Don't
blame
drink
you.
for 1 month
my thing.
and then have one drink, because then it'll affect you more. You know.
that too.
Yeah, I don't. I've toned back quite a bit from my military days. But I did that for a while. I kind of had reached a point where I was like, man, am I drinking too much? Like, is this getting out of hand? You know? Because like, you drink a lot in the military. Like, it's kind of a problem. And I quit for like 5 months, 6 months, just cold turkey one day. I was like, nope. And I just didn't have a sip of alcohol for like, I want to say 5 or 6 months, just to see if I could, just to make sure that I still could do it. And then I just went right back to it because I was like, all right, cool. I'm still in control. We're
Yeah.
good. And I went back
That's all
to
that
it.
matters.
But
Yeah.
I just like beer.
Like at
and
the
whiskey.
cocktails.
I like
I
to
don't
give me a
blame you.
dark beer that looks like a fresh pot of coffee and, you know, a whiskey that burns.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Ouch.
Whatever you need to do to treat yourself, as long as you're not hurting anybody, that's cool.
Yeah, definitely. Me and
Just drink
Jack.
responsibly. Call a
Jack.
friend.
Yeah, I feel
Get an
that,
Uber.
though.
Yeah.
Just don't drink and drive.
See,
Yeah,
that's
that-
something, that's a problem that I have. And I always have such a hard time. I feel like we're getting way off topic. I always have like a hard time talking to people about it because it's like, how do you do it without being confrontational to people? But like me personally, if I have, you know, I might let myself have one beer, you know, one. And that's like if I'm eating and then I'll drive. But only if if it's like not a long distance, you know,
Right.
and even then, if I know ahead of time I'm driving, I won't drink.
Right.
Period.
I'm good
End
at
of
that,
story.
too.
Because I feel like
Not to say I won't have a couple of drinks and then go out, but I'm also a bartender, so that a couple of drinks just...
see the reason I
doesn't
don't
anything.
is because I feel like you, at that point, you know, you're putting yourself into a slippery slope because
You have to have a cutoff.
yes,
Mine's 3.
You know, you give if
Mine's 3.
and that's like, you know, I don't ever want to give myself an out to where it's like, you know, maybe I'm on the edge, I've had too much, maybe I haven't, and then I'm like, no, I'm good, I'll just drive. And that's how it happens for a lot of people.
Oh,
For
yeah.
sure.
You know, like, yeah, you have your drunks who are just shit-faced and they're driving home, but a lot of people, they're, you know, they had a couple drinks with dinner, maybe they had one too many, they're driving home, they get into an accident, they get pulled over, something happens, you know? And so for me, it's always like, if I just never do it, I'm never going to put myself in that situation.
Cut out
'Cause,
the margin
you know,
for error.
You drink and you get dumb.
You get inflated confidence.
Yeah, you turn into an idiot.
Turns into arrogance, and that's when you fuck up.
Oh, yeah.
Like my Amazon order history is proof
Ooh.
of how stupid you can get when you're drinking.
I've done that.
The 3 a.m. wish
Something-
list
Something
yeah.
comes in,
evaluation.
like, what is this? Who ordered this?
You know who did.
Why do I have a full-size frog suit?
Hey, that sounds like a good buy. I'll take it if you still have it.
No, I didn't order that. That was,
Oh, damn it.
That's for the bedroom anyway, Cece. That's for
I do have a lot
Ms.
of
Jed.
full-size adult onesies
Oh, cool.
that are like superhero themed. Because anytime you ever go out to a bar or something like that, like if you just randomly show up in an adult onesie pajama set as Batman, people are nice to you. Nobody wants to start shit with the person in a onesie.
True.
you definitely look at that person. You're like, well, they
Very
don't give
disarming.
A fuck.
Yeah,
they don't
very
give a fuck.
disarming
So
for people.
it's like at a rap battle when you come out and diss yourself. Then it's like, well,
Where do we go from
where do we
here?
go
Yeah.
from here? Yeah,
How do we move forward with this?
tough.
Okay,
tough.
well, going back to your art.
Yeah, coming back off of that weird arc.
No, you're
I don't know
fine.
how that happened.
That just reminded me, like, of one of your pieces. I definitely like sifted through your whole Instagram. Don't judge me.
I don't.
But there's one, like, the smiley face that has the like acid on the tongue.
Like the major one? That's
Yeah,
drippy?
I think that's
Yeah.
the major one.
Yeah, that's like my main logo that I use.
Oh, okay. Well, I know that you had a shirt design too.
Mm-hmm.
But so you said you weren't doing like substances or anything, but when you like created that logo design, I mean, I'm not asking you if you like did drugs, but I'm saying like, were they influencing
She's
your
actually
art?
a cop. This is an interview.
I'm just
Definitely.
curious.
SWAT team right outside the door.
Definitely.
We're just waiting to get confirmation.
I'm just curious where that came from. Why you
All of it
did
was
that?
yeah, mainly just shrooms and acid.
Yeah.
A little bit of salvia. which is
Salvia, Jesus Christ.
that's my favorite substance, man.
Woo! It wasn't for me, man.
It's intense.
I wasn't ready for it. My friend set me up.
Oh, that's terrible.
I wasn't fully prepared to the trip I was getting ready to take.
Yeah, that's nothing like any other psychedelic.
No, it's not, because you go from 0 to fucked.
Yeah.
What?
You never heard of salvia?
I have heard of it, but I have not. I feel like I tried it so far back, but it didn't do that to me.
If you do it the right way and enough of it and you're prepared, it's like DMT and shrooms had a baby.
Oh my gosh.
You instantly
wow.
blast off and you're in another dimension for like 10, 15 minutes. You come back and you either remember it or you don't.
10 or 15 minutes?
That's it. That's it.
And you'll fall asleep. It's weird. Yeah, someone has to like take your glass piece from you
I
and
hope
you
it's
lay
not
down.
expensive, because that's...
It's so cheap it would make you sick.
Yeah, it's super cheap.
It's legal, which is the crazy part. Yeah, they have like soft bans on it in some states, and weird.
That's
It's
crazy.
like marijuana paraphernalia. Like you can buy it some places, but not others.
But most people don't
it's
care
available.
for it. That's the thing. Like 99% of people hate that.
A lot of people freak out. Like I knew a kid who jumped out of a window at a house party from doing a bong rip of salvia.
Yeah, man.
I knew a lot of people that did it.
He was not prepared for what was going to happen, and it all happened so fast. Like
you can't control it. That you got to let go. If you don't, then it'll take.
he just freaked out, and in 3 steps he was gone.
Oh yeah, I did like a year
Jumped
of reading.
through the glass, bro.
Yeah.
Second story window, just head out.
Yeah.
See, we always had all the dudes that would, because like you were saying, it being like legal. So, loop back to the military again. I don't know why I'm telling so many military stories today. But the dudes that are on active duty, they're always trying to find like legal, and I quote, because even if it is legal, like technically you're not allowed to do it.
Yeah.
Because you're in the military, you can't do it. But they would try to find ways that they could like justify, well, technically it's legal. So when I was in, I remember salvia was kind of like not a big thing. And I was on a Marine base. A lot of the Marines were doing spice. Oh, dude, we used to get so many people
fuck
getting
is
kicked
spice?
out for
It's
spice.
like synthetic weed.
It's
Yeah,
like
that's-
fake weed, yeah.
That's it's bad shit.
Yeah,
It's
and
not
it was
even-
everywhere.
It's not good for you.
Dudes would
Bad.
be tweaking the fuck out. I mean, they looked like meth heads.
That
Like,
it gave me seizures one night because someone
Yeah?
handed me a joint of it and I just thought it was weed, so I smoked it down. You're not supposed to smoke that much of it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I had seizures. And that shit
Yeah.
it'll kill you.
then everybody started
Yeah.
doing bath salts.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
dude.
Fuck the
We
military.
had so many people getting kicked out for
what
bath
the
salts.
Fuck.
Just
Fake
like,
Molly.
God, why are you doing this?
How? What?
I don't know.
Where do you
really-
even get bath salts?
It's fake Molly.
From like head shops and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can get it really easily.
Gas stations.
Yeah, man.
It's
the amount of
grimy.
stuff that you could get at a 7-Eleven would blow your mind.
That's fucking wild, dude.
It's not
That
healthy.
just,
Right next to the 5-hour energies,
Oh
kids.
yeah.
Well, I still remember in high school. Are we the same age? You're older than me,
I'm
right?
32.
Okay, you're a little older than me. But in high school, remember they used to have the diet pills,
Oh, yeah.
the stackers,
Diet pills, the
And they
erection
had,
pills.
like
All that.
every single one of these pills behind the counter, and you could buy like a little 2-pack of like blister pills that were like
How's a blister?
$1, like a blister pack where you like pop the pill out the back of it. Like birth
yeah,
control
but like,
comes
what
in
is it?
blister
Like,
packs.
what are you buying? Like,
It,
what
it
is
was
the
basically
substance?
meth.
Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah.
ephedra.
Speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was basically speed.
Yep.
I
And
just think that's crazy.
I remember like kids in high school that would just eat those things all day and
Oh,
would
I
just
know.
be cracked out of their mind.
Gas station used to sell spice too.
Yeah.
You could go down there and get skunk, they would call it, and it's just like it's potpourri technically, but yeah, just you smoke it.
Smoking
and
the potpourri.
they're ridiculous, man.
I hate that shit.
Man.
And then, those things are legal, yet like the psychedelic stuff we're talking about that actually like elevates your consciousness and helps you be more empathetic in life is just not. Anyway,
That's why I befriended my local drug dealer. I said no to synthetic drugs. I'm going all in.
No, yeah. And stuff-
Supporting
We are
the
doing
economy.
drugs or we are not. I decided to do drugs.
yeah, the fake shit will kill you.
That's it. It's
really
like, well,
will.
why would I want to get some crazy substitute? This shit just grew out of the ground.
Exactly.
I'm just going to smoke that.
Definitely.
do you feel like when you go to a lot of festivals and like paint and stuff, like do people like try to offer you a ton of drugs, but if they see you,
Oh, well,
like,
it's
painting.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like ketamine's like the major thing right now, and I
is
cannot
a
get
big
behind
thing.
it. I can't get behind it.
No, fuck no.
I don't.
It's grimy.
The way that
Dirty
people
fucking
explain
drug.
it to me, like the feeling, I can't. I don't know. I don't want to be a wet noodle. That's
No.
what that's all they say every time. If you feel like a noodle.
I remember I had to go to the ER and they gave me ketamine for something. I don't remember.
It's anesthesia. Right?
I want to say it was I had gotten hurt and they gave me tramadol. Yeah. And
Yeah.
some people have really bad reactions to tramadol and it gives you like brain splitting headaches. So I got one of these. They're called tramadol headaches, and I got one, and it was so bad that I couldn't stop throwing up. I couldn't walk. Like my wife had to come get me from. I was out in town, and she had to come and get me from where I was at. Like I couldn't even call. Like the people that I was with had to call her and be like, "You got to come get him." And they took me to the hospital and they gave me this shot of Benadryl, ketamine, and something else. And
What
it
a
just
fucking
like
cocktail.
it just he called it some kind of cocktail. I can't. The doctor called it a something cocktail.
Painkiller.
And it literally like I remember watching him like push the plunger on my IV, and like I watched his finger go down, and then that's the last thing I remember. I woke up the next day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sounds about
Lights
right.
out.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
just like
That was
done.
my
I
familiar-
couldn't imagine people doing that recreationally. Why would you want to do that? It was awful. I felt like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't know.
I just
never tried it.
I love the concepts of festivals, but I really think it's unfortunate how festivals have been basically a glorified excuse
To get fucked up.
to get fucked up.
Yeah, it's been like that since the dead were going around, though, man.
Yeah, that's true. But until you go and see it for yourself and you interact with the wooks and
Oh, yeah.
all the shady shit that's going down
wooks?
at these festivals.
Oh, the looks. That's something you don't want to be.
Like Wookiee?
They look, yeah.
Call him a Wookiee.
Yeah.
They look like Chewie a little bit.
I mean,
talking
basically, it's a breed of festival goer that jumps from festival to festival that doesn't have any kind of real life. And they're a glorified homeless person.
Basically,
Oh, okay.
just picture patchwork clothes and matted dreads. That's like
And
your
no
stereotypical look. You know what I
ambition.
mean? No ambition. Yeah, they just want to get fucked up and fuck people and
Yeah.
hop around.
Although I will say nothing about Wookiees, but about festival culture. I was like just listening to something like today about how like I don't know, like the point of some music and arts festivals is to, like to bring music and arts to people in a really loving environment, and I hate that it's like, you know, like these people abuse that
Oh yeah,
and like
definitely.
warp it to something
With their nitrous.
that, and they warp the idea
Another thing
of
I don't
what
get-
like
I don't
music
get.
and art should be
balloons.
like revolved around, because I don't know, like music and art can really help people.
Oh yeah, it
Absolutely.
can.
And if you're just like disassociating and not respecting like the artist or the musician or whoever the fuck is performing, like what are you doing there? You can do these things at home. I don't know. I don't know.
I hate the excuse that it makes the music better because it doesn't.
Yeah.
It just
My thing is, if you can't go to a show and have fun sober, you probably
Exactly.
shouldn't go to that show.
exactly.
I mean, I don't.
Or at least be real about why you're there.
Yeah, I mean it's fun to trip and walk around a festival. and listen to
Sure.
some
I
stuff,
mean,
but,
I'm not
like,
going to be like, I was completely sober when
Oh,
I went
no.
to Bonnaroo. No, man. No.
I think it's in moderation. Like if
Yeah.
you want to have fun, like
you just can't
sh-
lose yourself.
Exactly. You should find that sweet spot of the balance between like I'm too fucked up and actually, you know what? I might enhance this just a little and it's going to be fun.
Sure.
I have no judgments against people like that.
I mean, you can connect with people from different cultures and stuff so much easier too if you're on
Yeah.
that level with them. I mean, my first year at Forest, I hung around with this dude from Russia. I mean, he
cool.
didn't speak English, but we were still able to communicate. But I fully think that's just because we were both tripping. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
Able
you were
to-
just like on a human level
Yeah.
of like
Able to
man, we're in
go
this
and
together.
get food together and take pictures of each other, stuff like that. But that language barrier was,
Yeah.
different. It's definitely a fun time. It's worth the experience if you get the chance to go do something like that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of great community elements, and I'm not shitting on festivals. I'm just saying there's a dark and underbelly to it
definitely.
that people just don't seem like they want to talk about. And some people even like glorify it, like the Wookiee thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people just embrace it like it's cool. It's like
It's not hard to reach that point either. It really
it's
isn't.
not.
You just do it a couple times back to back within like a week or something. If you do 2 festivals back to back, you get sucked in. It's
Yeah.
not hard.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of sober festivals?
No.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
See, I've never
totally.
been to a festival because of the drug stuff. That's why I've never gone.
There's always like safe havens nowadays. There's always like a sober camp or,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? There's always some place that you can be where you don't have to be susceptible to that.
Yeah, I think one of my friends planned a sober, I can't remember the name of it, but it was in West Virginia, and it was a totally sober festival, and everyone there like was really encouraging people like not to use substances in any way, shape, or form, which I
really
thought was
cool.
really cool.
Yeah.
I also think Beauty in the Backyard, like I remember that one, but that's in Delaware or Maryland, but it's a totally sober festival, and it's like literally like putting arts and music at the forefront of the purpose of it. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's just really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
I wish there were more of those, and I wish that was like the standard cool thing. Like, don't do drugs.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm
No,
not
I
judging
get it.
anyone, but yeah, in moderation.
For sure.
I catch you stealing shit from my campsite. I'm gonna fuck you up, bitch. Straight up.
You gotta be worried about that stuff. man.
PSA to all you
Yeah.
grimy ass motherfucking festival goers out there. I'm gonna fuck you up. I catch
They
you with
will.
catch you with my shit.
You gotta lock
Catch
that
you in
shit
my
Or
up.
we
Cool.
should help them. Maybe they have real problems, guys.
I mean, clearly, it wouldn't
Yeah.
be breaking car windows.
So you talked about Dolly being a big inspiration. What are some other inspirations? Like maybe in your early work that kind of catapulted this whole thing?
There's this dude who basically set me off. His name was Alex Pardee. I don't know if he's like still big, but he did a lot of album covers for like the Used back in the day. I don't know if you remember that trippy one with like the heart hanging from the tree. He always did those ones. They're always black and gray, and they always had like that nice little red centerpiece.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He did all that stuff, but he would just do crazy watercolor on a piece of paper and then take ink to it and just whatever images he saw in it.
Yeah.
Like that's what he would outline.
I love that mixed media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what got me into that. That's all I do now is mixed media. If I do a painting, it's definitely like marker and pen and stuff on top of it for
That's
that
very
fine
cool.
detail. Yeah, definitely pushed me in that direction. Monsters, and I used to be into like horror movies and stuff
Oh
like that
yeah.
too.
Love horror
Love
fan
horror
art.
movies.
yes,
Oh, my
we're
God.
all horror fans.
Love horror
Definitely.
films. Love them. Have you seen Black Summer on Netflix yet?
No, is it new?
No.
I'm gonna have to
It's
check
new.
It
It's
out.
Go
his
watch
new
it.
zombie series on Netflix. 8-part series,
I'm gonna have to check that out.
multi-perspective kind of deal.
Okay.
Very, very good. Very reminiscent of 28 Days Later
Oh,
in terms
sweet
of
deal.
the moral dilemmas and how it's just very intense, very fast-paced.
Awesome.
I love 28 Days Later.
Then you'll love this.
It's
Then you'll love it.
it's really intense. I honestly was gonna have a fucking heart attack.
You may get a little anxiety. Like there are a couple
what I want.
episodes where it's just
Yeah.
like, man, this poor fucking bastard cannot catch a break.
Have any of you guys seen Us?
I've not seen Us yet.
I
I
wanted to
opted
see
to
it.
I
see
so
haven't
bad,
either.
man.
I haven't either.
Wait,
It's the Jordan Peele.
The new Jordan Peele movie.
oh no, I haven't seen that one. Okay.
that
I was hoping somebody had seen it.
My brother saw it.
Did he like it?
He did like it. He just said that you shouldn't go watch it and expect the other movie. Like it's a very different kind of movie. So just kind of go into it knowing that
wasn't
it's
blown away by Get Out.
I've never even seen that one.
I like Get Out. I
didn't-
thought it was very original and fresh.
So have you ever seen The Invitation?
Yeah.
I know it's on Netflix.
I feel like they're kind of similar movies.
That's the one where the couple
The-
they
the
go
dinner.
to his ex-wife's house.
Yeah, they go to
Okay.
the dinner party.
And it's like a cult thingy going
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Okay.
I feel like, am I wrong to it? Do you agree that you've seen Get Out?
Wait, what am I agreeing with? What?
Have you seen Get Out? You've
Yeah.
seen Get Out and The Invitation. So I feel
Yes.
like they're kind of similar.
I feel like cinematically a little bit.
They kind of have the same build up. I thought The Invitation was better, personally. And I saw The Invitation first, so when I saw Get Out, I was like, eh.
I think
Yeah.
I'll have to
Get Out
check
had
it
a lot
out.
more comic relief. Like
It did. It did, for sure, yeah. Where The
Yeah.
Invitation was a lot more sinister.
yeah, and the end of the invitation was like
Oh.
yeah, it's like fuck, dude.
Awesome.
It was good, but I was like, man, that's
Like Black
damn.
Mirror depressing.
Yeah.
It was just like, fuck.
Yeah, like dark.
I feel like Get
Dark,
Out had a
dark.
lot more political, social, cultural undertones.
Get Out was a
like-
lot more complex.
Yeah.
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 There were more layers to Get Out.
Yeah.
I feel like Get Out was a cultural piece kind of pretending to be a horror movie.
It was. There was a lot of social
Yeah.
commentary in that movie,
Yeah.
which I think adds to the genius. I think that
Yeah.
when you look at horror in particular, I'm a big George Romero fan.
Okay.
And the Dead trilogy are all very heavily socially like written. You know what I mean? The first movie was about the racial injustices, and the first movie that had a African American hero as the lead character in the movie, that was really unforeseen at that point, especially in horror. They were like, oh, you don't do that. And then, Dawn of the Dead was about consumerism, and Day of the Dead was about the Cold War. So I think really the best horror has got that. It's got that depiction of society in it, which makes it scarier because it's relatable.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you just want to put some fantasy out there, as fucked up as it may be, but you put something that is plausible, something that hits home.
You attach a realism to it.
Right.
You give it like one of my favorite horror movies. Again, we're on like a way off topic. We'll circle back, but one of my favorite horror movies is The Thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a good
And
Yeah.
John Carpenter's the fucking man.
Like what always hits me with The Thing is it's so easy to put yourself in that situation.
Oh, my. The
It's
paranoia.
so easy to imagine yourself in this tiny boxed in world. You can't get out. What would you do in this situation? How would you react?
Right.
Would you be the cool, calm-headed person who's trying to figure everything out, or are you the guy that's freaking out the whole time, trying to figure out what's going on, and you're just losing your shit? Like it's relatable. You can put yourself into that situation, and Get Out. That was one of the good things about that movie, was that there was it brings a lot of things that are culturally and socially relevant, and kind of puts it in your face, and it's like, think about this.
Right. This seems absurd, but this is really how it is.
Yeah, yeah,
Look.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
don't
I haven't
think
seen
that's
Us,
too-
but it was positive reviews, though. Positive reviews.
Yeah.
So go check it out.
I don't think that's too off topic either, because movies are art.
They are, yeah.
Yeah, they're an expression of something most of the
Oh, yeah,
time.
definitely. H.R. Geiger was one of the people that got
Oh,
me into
my
sculpting.
God.
That
Yeah.
dude is a madman.
I have
Was.
the
Who's that?
birth machine poster
He
in my
is
room.
the guy who did all of the artwork for the Alien movie.
And
Alien
Species.
movies and Species. So,
Like with the long.
Xenomorph, yeah, that's the
Yeah,
long
okay.
alien, yeah.
Hell yeah.
the face huggers.
So he was one of your like bigger inspirations
Yeah.
for.
I did my thesis when I was first in college on him, actually.
Oh shit! And you do have that one alien piece that like alien head.
I do a lot of alien stuff now because of those movies.
Yeah.
I used to love those movies when I was a
Oh,
kid.
my God. Aliens
How
might
did
be
you
the
feel
greatest
about
sequel of all time.
How did
It's
you
up
feel
there.
about Prometheus?
Prometheus. It didn't capture me the way I wanted it to,
I
but
loved
like
it.
artistically, like cinematically, I liked it. The storyline just said it, and it didn't capture me the way I wanted it to. I think it was just because it reminded me too much of the original stuff. Just kind of played off.
See, I loved
I
it.
want
But
something new.
what was the one that followed that?
The Alien.
It's the one where she gets off the planet.
The Covenant movie?
Covenant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alien Covenant. Yeah. That one?
Yeah, kind of.
They just could never capture that
one
vibe
didn't do it
from
for
the
me.
first two movies. Like,
Prometheus,
they really
though,
tried.
I love Prometheus. I thought Prometheus was awesome.
Once again, I think a great film if you like artistic films, but I think that it's really kind of a separate thing. It's almost like a different universe.
Yeah.
I think.
But that's
what I
like,
thought.
that's always been my thing, is one of my favorite...
Couldn't bridge the gap.
One of my favorite, I don't even, not genre, I don't know. My favorite interests, artistic interests, I guess. I don't know the right way to put this. I'm not artistic.
It's okay.
But Lovecraft. Anything Lovecraftian, I love. because that's the type of horror that I love.
The Cthulhu.
The dark unknown, like the thing that should not be, and the mountains of madness, and just like the way that he describes things where you see something and it's just so unnatural that it just rips your mind away.
Yeah.
Like that kind of dark unnatural horror. Like that's the shit that I love. And I felt like with Prometheus, you got that, with the engineers, and it's like you're going back to the beginning, and then it's like, oh my God, what is this? Like, it's not what they thought it was going to be at all.
It's shock therapy.
And it's it's just this weird, dark, like forbidden fruit that they're tapping into, and that's my thing. I love that shit.
Yeah. My favorites were always like mind play movies. Like my all-time favorite horror movie is The Shining.
Mine too, dude.
So
it's so
Mine
real.
fucking too.
I hate to be that guy.
Fuck you,
I'm
Jed.
gonna be that guy.
Shut
though.
up.
Your opinion matters.
Have you ever read the
doesn't.
book?
Oh no.
So I just recently read the book.
It's very different.
Oh my God, the book is so much better than the movie.
Oh, I could imagine. Definitely. Always
Like
is.
so much better than the movie. And it's like,
Well, the book's actually like a linear thing.
Yeah, the
Whereas the
changes-
movie,
the changes
there's a
that
lot of
they
implications.
made, the changes that they made to the movie made sense because it would have been very difficult to incorporate it. But I won't say too much because I don't want to spoil it in case you ever do read it. But there's a lot of things going on with the characters that give them more depth
Oh yeah.
in the book.
Mrs. Torrance especially.
Mrs. Torrance and Danny.
Right.
There's so much about Danny that does not get into the movie at all.
Agreed.
At all.
That's
And even
most-
Jack. I mean,
yeah.
you get more of a dynamic with Jack of like, I don't want to give anything away, but like there's kind of a subplot with Jack throughout the book where, and it doesn't translate into the movie at all, but Jack is almost like fighting suicide throughout the entire book because he's just so disappointed with his life and he feels like he's not a good father, and him being so distraught and depressed and close to suicide is what allows him to be vulnerable and puts him into the situation that he's in. And you get that dynamic of that internal struggle. And again, it makes it more relatable.
Yeah.
Like everybody's been down, everybody's been sad. So it's easy to relate with somebody in that situation. So the book, superb.
Definitely have to.
Very good.
Hell yeah, man.
I love and appreciate both. Like, I'm a big Kubrick fan anyway.
Clockwork Orange.
I kind of like what he did from The Shining on. I don't really like those early films as much. I know that that's blasphemy to a lot of people, but
I mean, it's just your opinion.
yeah, it's just kind of what I like. But what I really loved about the Shining film was the unreliable narration of it, where you didn't know what was happening to the characters was actually a true
Real?
occurrence or
And what
something
wasn't.
in their mind.
Exactly. That's
And
what I liked about it.
And it blends these things together where almost like the whole reliability of the story in general is brought into question. And that mind fuck is what I enjoy.
So,
Definitely.
two movies. Have you seen Memento
I don't think so. No.
That's a good one.
or The Machinist?
The Machine.
That's also a good
definitely seen the Machine.
Machine or Christian Bale
Christian
at like
Bale.
90 pounds.
So, if you haven't seen Memento, you should watch it. It's Guy Pearce, and basically the concept of the movie is that he has no long-term memory, so he can't remember anything past about 15 minutes.
Okay.
And he's got tattoos all over his body of these like things where he's reminding himself. And the movie, it actually there's two timelines. One is from the beginning and it's working its way forward. The other one is from the end and it's working its way backwards. And it flips back and forth between the two. And when it's in the beginning moving forward, it's black and white. And when it's in the forward moving backwards, it's in color. And he's on this quest because someone killed his wife. And they broke into his house and they killed his wife. And they pistol whipped him, and that's why he has no memory. And his whole life purpose now is to try to find the guy that killed his wife. And you get these snippets of memory, and like the whole movie, because it's working backwards and forwards at the same time, and he has, no memory past 15 minutes, as the viewer, you are privy to all sorts of things that he has no idea about, and it all kind of comes together collectively in the middle.
Yeah.
And it's like the whole movie doesn't really make sense, but it makes more and more and more sense until it reaches the point where all of a sudden everything makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's a big mind fuck.
Huh. I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah.
It's just trippy in itself.
Yeah.
To think about the way, yeah.
Very good. Very good acting, though. It's him, and then actually a lot of Matrix characters in that movie. The woman that played Trinity.
Yep.
And then the guy that played... Have you seen The Matrix?
I do. I love The Matrix.
Okay. So do you know the guy who betrayed them?
Yeah.
And he's like,
yeah.
I just want my steak. He's like, I know this isn't real, but it tastes real, and it smells. That guy. He's in it too. Couple other like bigger names, but yeah, definitely. If you like mindfuck movies, definitely check that out. That's probably my favorite mindfuck movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Matrix too early as a kid. That's what happened to me.
Yeah.
You didn't quite understand it?
I think I
until you're
understood
older?
it too well as a kid. And
Yeah.
at that point on, I was just confused. Wasn't comfortable here.
Some
It helped you with your art, though.
It does.
some
Yeah.
art is as potent as a drug in terms of like it probably more so because the long-term effects
Oh, yeah.
of the art
Definitely.
permeate and will influence you in a way that you just take something and you experience what you experience and then it's done.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
I mean, a book like The Shining that I loved as a kid, really got me into one of the first horror loves of my life. It will always resonate to some degree. So I think that's very interesting.
I know a lot of people don't get behind it because it's like too mainstream, but Interstellar, I will watch
Oh,
that
dude,
shit
Interstellar's
back to
great.
back. Ah,
It's great.
just the end of that movie, man,
Oh, it's fantastic.
it's great. It's,
Yeah, McConaughey killed it. in that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did. I didn't think so just because it's Matthew.
All right, all
Yeah.
right.
You know what? He gets a lot of shit, but I
He's
mean,
talented, man.
Oh, yeah,
He's
definitely.
crazy talented.
in the last, well, I don't know exactly whenever the first season came out. I know it's somewhat recent, but he did Interstellar, and then if you haven't seen True Detective,
Oh my God.
dude,
Him and Woody
and
Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson,
Unreal.
bro, like just ridiculous how good he was with Woody Harrelson as a dark, like brooding, serious, depressing role. Just
Yeah, it's
totally
different too, so I have to
not
check
like
that out.
Matthew McConaughey at all.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's
It's a great series.
gritty and dark.
Great series.
and-
If you like HBO shit, then you'll like it.
yeah,
I'll have to check
It's
it out.
raw. It's
it's
real.
very visceral.
And it is dark, like McConaughey.
Very
you think
dark.
like Dazed and Confused,
Well,
Wolf
even
of Wall
Woody
Street.
Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson. Well, the whole vibe of that
I mean-
that season was just very sinister
Yeah,
and very bleak. I think bleak would be the best
yeah.
word to describe
very,
it. Bleak.
very
All
dark.
caps.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're screaming it. Blake!
Real quick, I just want to say that if you get a chance, you should go see the new Pet Cemetery.
I wanted to check that out too. It looks awesome.
That's a top
pretty
3
good.
Stephen
So
King
torn.
for me,
Definitely.
and it delivered.
Did it
Really?
finally?
Delivered.
Really.
Fans of the book, fans of the original
love the
film,
book.
it gives you a little mix of both.
I'll tell you what I want to see.
Threw a couple of surprises your way, and John Lithgow as the neighbor fucking killed it.
What I want to see as a premiere, and honestly, I could even see this working out really well because I think it would be hard to translate into a movie, but maybe like an HBO series, like an 8-episode series, kind of like True Detective, something like that. But
Yeah.
the Stand.
I would love to see a more serious rendition of The Stand.
Yeah.
Because it was wild when I was a kid, but
They
it
had
was
that
a made-for-TV
show movie thing that was not good.
It wasn't great.
No.
It wasn't great because they took a lot of stuff out of it because
Well, you have to. The Stand is a long book.
it's brutal,
It's a big book.
brutal.
There's a lot of narratives happening
Yes,
all
there
at
are.
once.
Yeah, there really are.
But that's a good one.
That's my favorite. It's,
think?
Yeah, it's The Stand, The Shining, and Pet Cemetery for favorite Stephen King of all time. for sure.
Damn.
The books, not
I think
the
I might
movies.
agree with that. Yeah.
The books, not the movies. The Stand's so epic. How do you beat it?
Yeah.
You don't.
I mean, Randall Flagg, that character, I think that's probably one of my
The greatest renditions of
probably
the devil
top
ever.
5 favorite like evil characters.
Yeah, he's
so sinister.
charming motherfucker
Oh
though, too.
man,
He was
just
funny.
like the way that he's written is just dark,
With Denim Dan too,
dark,
all
dark,
day.
dark.
Denim. He was a Denim Dan to the
Yeah.
core. Canadian tuxedo.
Austin, what's your favorite piece that you've ever done?
Oh, that's a hard one. I don't really think I have a favorite. Well, yeah, definitely do. Okay, I take that back. Salvia Space 2. Yeah, it's a little pen drawing I did, but it tells a story. It's almost like a comic strip. Yeah, I don't have service on my phone, or I'd show it to you guys.
You can send it to us after.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's like
Send it.
basically it looks like a comic strip, but I mean it's kind of not linear story wise, and it starts in the very bottom corner where it's like me in the bedroom, and then it has like a spirit type apparatus kind of lifting out of the person and spinning into a cycle where it goes to like you've seen Interstellar, so you know that space that he's in with the bookshelves.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a drawing of that, but in each little area is a different, like I had different molecules, different equations for different like mathematical things like wormholes and black holes, stuff like that.
Wait, is this that one that had like the couch in the middle? Or,
That was the first one.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I was gonna say this sounds like
Two-part
weirdly
series.
similar.
Yeah, Salvia Space 1. Salvia Space 2 is much more intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely directly related. I drew those literally as soon as I woke up from my trip. Yeah. Which is
Damn.
a fun time. It's
And
weird
you,
how
like-
much you remember.
Yeah.
It's basically, I was looking into it, like, a lot of people believe it's a astral projection. So you're just plane walking, kind of. I guess. I don't know. It depends on what you're into, what you believe, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's a fun time if you're ready for it.
Yeah.
One of my good friends is really into astral projections and that type of stuff. I mean, I don't really know that much about it. I just know the surface level type knowledge, but
From my understanding, and if it's anything correlated with when I did that, it was like the multiverse. You kind of have access to time and space.
yeah.
You can see everything and anything and choose which direction you want to go, but you don't get to choose at the same time. It just depends on how much willpower you have or how much you let go. Depends on how you get there too, whether you're meditating, whether it's through substance, whether it's just dreaming. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
But
all
you got
different.
there through Salvia. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Definitely.
I've always wanted to do a sensory deprivation tank.
That's like, yeah, that's what I really want to do that too.
I really wanna
That's,
try that.
that'd be insane.
And I've seen where like they do the have you ever seen where they'll do the basically you get under a light that's like this close to you and you take just a sheet of paper and like tape it around your face and then you put on ear protection so that you
Headphones?
can't hear anything.
So
Noise
it's like white
canceling
room.
phones.
Yeah.
Infinite white room, so you just can't see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you lay on a table and it's like it's supposed to be like a budget sensory deprivation experience.
Weird. I wonder.
I like that.
The light and the darkness definitely has to affect you in different ways for sure. Mm-hmm. You would imagine.
See, I've always thought like the best way to do it would be on a waterbed.
Yeah.
You know,
Do it like Daredevil did.
get on a waterbed and then do it.
Yeah.
Just be floating.
A tank
Let's
would be
make
the way
one.
to go, though.
Yeah.
I want to try it. I have no idea how you would even go about doing that.
A tank.
How long do you think it takes?
What do you
So
mean?
in a true sensory deprivation tank, it's not supposed to take very long.
You just the
Like
salt water
minutes?
helps you buoyant, and then once you start losing track of your feeling, you kind of. I mean, when your arms and legs fall asleep, it's kind of like the same thing. You don't know you don't know what's there, what's not. You can't feel anything. So once you can't feel anything, your mind.
That's crazy.
That would be sick, but I don't know if I can handle that.
I don't even like silence, so I couldn't imagine.
I think that's what would bother me. It's
Yeah.
like I feel like
because you're gonna hear things whether you're there. You're gonna have to. 'Cause
Right.
Your mind's gonna start.
it's gonna start
Speaking
cooking
to
things
you.
up.
Yeah.
See, I've always thought like, because I have pretty bad social anxiety, like crowds, stuff like that, noises get to me, and a lot of it comes from the fact that like I constantly worry about everything.
I mean,
about people, threats.
Yeah,
you
don't
know.
blame you.
So I've always kind of thought like in a sensory deprivation tank where there's no sound, no movement, a steady light or darkness or whatever, but there's no inputs, there's no stressors, that could be like super beneficial for me to relieve a lot of my stress.
I'm sure people with therapy could use it for mental health.
Yeah.
I know they do a lot of therapy with like just your muscles by doing it, but I'm sure it has a lot to do with your mind in general too. Definitely would be an experience. I don't know, man. I don't think I could handle the silence
No?
because I know I'm gonna
too
hear
much.
I
You
know,
get into your.
Yeah.
I'd get in my own head too much.
I know I'd be hearing
Which is why I
stuff
don't like
anyway.
shrooms anymore. It's too cerebral.
Yeah,
Don't love it.
it'll get you.
I wish it was all just puppies and kitties and dick jokes up there, but unfortunately it's not.
Nah, that's your worst fears, but that's what you want. You learn from that.
You do. You do. It's tough to control the outcome, though.
You can't control it.
No, yeah, you buy the ticket.
You gotta let
You
go.
take the ride.
You buy the ticket.
That's it.
You buy the
It's one
ticket, you
way,
take the
don't know where
ride.
you're going.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
See, I don't know if I don't know, man. I don't think I could do that. I hate not being in control.
It's just being responsible.
You have to submit yourself
That
to
too.
to the chemicals.
I don't know.
Because they're going to win, so you
I'm not
might
a
as well.
control freak, but like
Oh, even if you slightly feel like that.
I don't like not being in control.
Yeah, you don't. You're the kind of guy who doesn't like to sit in the passenger seat. You want to drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I drink and I don't drink like that anymore, but that used to be like one of the things that I could not stand was like getting blackout drunk, waking up the next day and like people telling you all the dumb shit that you did. And you're just like, fuck.
See,
guy.
substances like that don't really affect memory, I don't think. I think you remember all of it as long as you're.
I don't know, man. I blacked out on Jägermeister once.
Well, I'm not talking alcohol though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Something
Alcohol
about that
make you
Jaeger, man.
That'll make you black out fast.
Yes,
Any
the beer
liquor.
blood.
Liquor makes me. Yeah, I don't remember shit.
Yeah, I don't think that would be a good experience for me.
Like salvia, do you mean? Or wait.
I think
he was talking
anything.
shrooms. Yeah,
Oh,
it just
shrooms,
depends.
yeah.
Well, there's like DMT. People blast off on that and then they don't remember anything,
Yeah.
which is weird to me since it's such a. I think it's just so profound that you can't comprehend it, so you
Right.
can't bring anything
Like
back that you can
language
understand. Yeah,
doesn't help in that situation.
nothing. Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
explain that. You see numbers and weird symbols and all kinds of. It's different, but
Yeah.
Some jaguar comes out of the forest, starts talking to you. Who knows?
you know,
There's a jungle cat in the bathroom.
it's crazy. I was reading this stuff on
Those
why-
Amazonian ayahuasca trips,
Yeah.
man. You hear some stories about that
and
shit.
they always see jaguars.
Yeah.
And I was reading into that. Apparently, jaguars will take the Capri route and they'll climb up into the trees and munch on it, and then they'll just stargaze. So that has DMT in it. So there's like this weird mystical thing. Like, are you in the same plane that they're in, and that's why you see them? You know, it's kind of interesting.
What?
Yeah, interesting to think about. I don't know.
So you're telling me these
interconnectedness of it.
700-pound cats are
Well,
tripping
Yep,
balls?
they'll
Yeah.
climb up into the trees and just fucking stargaze and trip
God,
out.
that is the best thing I've
Yeah.
ever heard. It's also fucking terrifying.
terrifying.
Dolphins do it too, though.
God, yeah, I know dolphins will do.
Yeah.
it.
How do dolphins do it?
Pufferfish.
Puffer.
That's right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's right.
Yep.
Pufferfish are.
They're toxic to
Psychedelic?
us, yeah, but I don't know how they didn't. I don't know.
They
Just
metabolize it like differently.
Just
Yeah.
a different adaptation. Dolphins are just water people to me.
Yeah. Oh.
Just really rapey water people.
rapey.
man.
Don't they have like sex for fun? Like.
No, dolphins like rape things. Like
Yeah.
really
yeah,
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're-
Like
That
to
makes
death.
me really
brutal.
sad.
they're brutal.
to death.
Sorry, kids. It just ruined your favorite animal for you.
Damn.
Your favorite animal is rapey.
Jesus Christ.
The
Anyway.
more you know.
They'll also just like kill things for fun.
Yeah, that too.
Like not even to eat it. They'll just kill stuff.
So don't orcas though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're kind of
The
like
primates
rats.
do that too.
I wonder. That's weird.
Like higher consciousness
Yeah, they just
animals.
do it for entertainment.
Yeah, they fulfill a need
Cats do it too.
unnecessary for killing or
Yeah.
for surviving, satisfied by their kills. Very
Weird.
interesting.
I think the most brutal like wildlife thing. Have you ever seen the giant eagles that hunt mountain goats.
Oh, they just drop them off
yeah.
into.
They just pick them up and just chuck them off the side of a mountain.
Yeah, be like, I'll pick that up at the bottom.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm gonna let gravity do the work.
could you
That's
imagine
crazy.
being a goat in that situation? Like you're just chilling on the side of the mountain, and then there goes Jeff, just like down the side of the mountain. Just like, dude, we got to move. Like,
Yeah,
we got to get out of this neighborhood.
Damn. Wait, why
Oh
did it?
man,
Never mind.
I don't know those chimpanzee war parties. You ever see anything about
yeah.
those? Dude, they're brutal.
We're like the rival.
Throwing small
gangs?
chimps from
Oh my
the
God.
trees and everything like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, they'll just rip their arms off. Like,
Yeah,
dude, it's nasty.
gouge out their eyes, rip off their testicles.
Yeah, real brutal. That's
Defaced.
weird, man. Who
Nature's
knows?
scary.
I feel like humans are just as scary. Just saying.
Yeah, they are.
We're just now like
We see
past
that
point.
We see that similarity.
we
That's what
still,
makes
like,
it scary.
Yeah.
That behavior.
contribute to war and everything. I don't know. Animals are probably like, look at these fucking humans killing each other over what?
I mean,
That's just my rant.
even apes are to the weird point now. Like I was reading in 2016, they had orangutans that were like spearfishing and shit. So they've entered their
That's
stone
incredible.
age. Yeah. So we have to like have a big pullback on like human interactiveness, whatever.
They're not. I don't know that any of them are like good at it.
No,
but they've observed them in the wild
yeah.
trying.
Yeah. No, they're not good at
Yeah.
it. It's not like an effective thing, but they're at that point.
They're using
So-
tools,
Yeah. So how long till
and they're teaching others
That's
to do the same.
incredible.
Planet of the Apes, man? They're gonna be riding horses and taking over towns.
That's why we need Woody.
Yeah.
Save
Well,
us, Woody.
I think what a lot, because people get on that ride and they'll be like, oh man, we're gonna have new humans soon, and dolphins are so smart, they're gonna take over the world soon. But like these evolutionary changes take millions.
Oh,
of
millions,
years.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you say soon, it's not like
Not in human
100
life
years.
Not
aspect,
in this
no.
millennium.
yeah, not even 1,000 years. Like soon is a long time
Universally
in relation to
speaking.
the universe.
Yeah, if we don't kill the planet first.
If we do, it won't matter.
I think it's gonna
Yeah.
kill us first.
Well,
and
Life
then,
goes on.
And then, yeah, once we're gone, it'll fix itself. We're a
Yeah.
virus, and it just has a fever. It's the way I think about it. You know what I mean?
True.
That's the only way I can
I like
think
that
of it.
analogy.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
That's another Matrix thing.
Yeah.
Agent Smith says that
Yeah.
about the humans.
That they're a virus.
Yeah, they're a virus. That we're not a mammal, we're a virus.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't adapt to anything. We just,
Fuck shit up.
just fuck everything up, exhaust
Use,
every
consume.
resource, and then move on.
Damn.
Yep.
It's dead on, man.
We rehorse
The Wachowski brothers, they knew what they were seeing.
Are
That's
they?
incredible.
Aren't they
I
both
really
like transgendered now too?
Yeah,
Isn't that so
they went through some changes.
That's crazy. I wonder what happened in their heads.
Did that both of them?
Both of them. Yeah, that's the part that got me. Not one of them.
Are
both
they
of 'em.
twins?
Yeah. That's
That's not as surprising.
Twins are,
Kind of in the same wavelength.
yeah.
still crazy. It's
It
not,
is- it is crazy.
You never hear anything like that, but it's awesome. Definitely out there.
They just wanted to change themselves. Like,
I'm sure they're so out there anyway. They just wanted to probably live another life while they were here or something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Working on that trilogy would cause some things to kind of
I mean, I'm
differ.
sure. Even watching that movie will make you feel weird the next couple of days.
True. I remember when that first movie came out, man, I wasn't ready for it.
Oh yeah.
that's like the OG Black Mirror. Like,
Yeah.
that's how
Yeah.
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror is pretty cool. I liked that a lot.
Yeah.
All
What's your
the-
favorite Black Mirror episode?
I don't even know, man. There's so many. It's been so long since I've watched that. I couldn't even tell you.
Right off the top of my head, White Christmas.
Really?
I've seen it probably 15 times.
Wait, which
Love
one
that
is
episode.
that?
The one with John Hamm, where they're in like the remote
yeah.
outpost, and you learn the story about. Oh, there went my phone. You learn the story about. I don't know if
I
you've
know what
seen
you're talking
it.
about. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't want
Yeah.
to say too much in case anybody's listening, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
my favorite one for sure.
I feel it.
I haven't
That's
seen
just
that
a
one yet.
bleak Black Mirror episode. I mean, I think it's one of the darker ones.
I'm going to go
Damn.
rewatch all those for sure.
That's saying a lot.
It's dark.
Saying a lot.
It's real dark. There's definitely not a happy ending.
Yeah, there rarely is in that shit.
There's one. There's one of them. I think the Road to San.
Junipero.
Yeah, that's the only
Mm-hmm.
one with like the happy ending.
Yeah. Not really. The one with I want to say Bryce Dallas Howard, but that's not her name.
The redhead?
Yeah, from She Was in Jurassic
Oh.
World. That one kind of had a happy ending. Listen, that I think is probably the one episode out of all of the Black Mirror series that like really fucked me up.
Yeah.
That was so weird.
Yeah, because it was so fucking
So
true.
real.
Yeah.
Actually, after I saw that episode, I bought a flip phone and stopped using a smartphone for like 6 months.
Talk about anxiety. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
always a cautionary tale
Yeah.
with technology in those, which I find to be really interesting about the Black Mirror. There's always some technology
Yeah.
that's either shining light on the problem or causing the problem. It's weird.
I mean, it's past the point of control, though. I feel like
It is.
if I watched Joe Rogan's podcast with Elon,
Oh,
and
yeah.
him talking about AI, and
It's scary.
I can't even imagine some of the what he knows compared to like what
Oh,
we
yeah.
know. Man,
Well, he's been trying to fight the
yeah,
AI
that's what I'm saying. He just seems
development
so
for a long time.
depressed talking about it. I was like, that's
He knows
scary.
that the battle's lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's lost. Now he's just like, well, all I can do is just take all my money and
Go to Mars.
Got a point.
just bunker down somewhere.
Yeah,
Was he
man.
talking about like the ethical, like moral implications that come with AI? I haven't
Well,
listened to
that and the fact that
The
it's
runaway
already
train.
part of us.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like to-
technology's
It's
controlling
becoming
us.
codependent already.
Yeah, we live with it. You wouldn't think
Yeah.
about it, but I mean, you carry your phone with you all the time. That's AI. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily part of your body, but it is. You always have it. You know what I mean? So we're already past that.
One thing, and it might have even been in an episode of this that we were recording that somebody told me this that I had never known. So you know how whenever you're going into Google or logging into a website or something like that, and it asks you to do a CAPTCHA where you have to select the select all the blocks that have a traffic light in it.
Yeah.
That's AI.
Oh yeah.
That's helping the AI recognize things.
I see.
Yeah, it's forever growing. Didn't Facebook have to like shut down one of their computer algorithms because it started like speaking in language they didn't understand at one point?
I don't remember
Don't
if
doubt
that
it.
was Facebook or who it was, but are you talking about the one that like within it had been out for, it might have even been Google, but it started saying like a bunch of like racist Nazi propaganda and
Yeah.
then
Yes.
And then-
yeah, that's right.
and then started like speaking in its own language.
yeah.
Like,
oh my God.
all really quickly. Like they put it online and literally within like 10 or 15 minutes
Got very Trumpy.
it was like quoting Hitler and like spewing off racist
Hate
stuff
speech.
and hate
Oh,
speech.
God.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah. Could you imagine that Terminator remake where Terminator's just really racist?
Like the Aryan Terminators. They just
Like, he
got
doesn't-
scarier.
He doesn't show up all muscled with a shotgun shooting people. He just
They're just
shows
a bunch
up.
of Edward Nortons
Yeah.
from American History X.
He's just a skinhead.
dun 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 dun
Oh,
dun.
that's so
He
funny.
looks like a skinny
Skynet,
me.
man. Skynet's Aryan as fuck. Alt-right like a
I'm not a
motherfucker.
skinhead. I have a
Fuck the
shaved
alt-right,
head. I
just
should say
saying.
that.
Yeah, that's wild. But yeah, I do remember reading about that. It's
Yeah.
very strange. Very strange.
Well, do tell. Is there anything else that you would like to tell the listeners about? We're approaching our end.
Honestly, man, not that I could think of.
Plug all the handles then. Let them know
Yes,
where
give
to
us
find
all
you.
of
Oh,
your,
yeah.
your handles.
Mainly run through Instagram right now. I just got Sleazus Christ Art. That's all together one word. And then I have my clothing, which is Sleazy Threads with an underscore. And then actually just opened up a new store called Misfit Gems on Instagram, which is all of our crystal jewelry. We have our grandfather actually hand mines a lot of the crystals himself and polishes, cuts them himself. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Everything's set in like real gold, 24 karat gold, sterling silver, real shit. So
yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
most of our stuff is like, I don't know, like we don't have really cheap jewelry. I mean, we have earrings and pendants for a couple $100, but
You got the bougie stuff.
yeah, if you want some nice classy,
Real deal Holyfield.
Yeah, if you want some nice sapphires and rubies, you know what I mean, hit me up.
Oh, yeah.
And no blood diamonds.
No
It's all
blood
fair
diamond.
trade.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
all
fair
it's all
trade.
good stuff.
Good shit, man.
All right. Thanks for being on, man.
I definitely. Thanks for having me.
It's
I
great
enjoyed
talking
it.
with you.
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
'Cause the sun